What is going on, guys? We're back here with another Premier League predictions video, and we had another eventful weekend of Premier League predictions. Are you ready to make some predictions, Eric?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, first off, we got Bournemouth, Liverpool, and Liverpool. We have something to talk about because holy crap, they gave the whooping.
Yeah, so as I'm sure most of us know, Liverpool absolutely stomped United 7-0.
Absolutely embarrassed them.
Yeah, honestly, it was one of the best performances from Liverpool I've seen in a little bit, and one of the worst performances I've seen from United in
They
a
showed
while.
them who their daddy was.
Yeah, they most certainly did. Honestly, the big takeaway from that match in general is the fact that, you look at what happened there. Liverpool took a lead. They exploded. They kept running over United. And then, the biggest takeaway from that game is how United kind of acted towards the end of the game. Like, they were getting stomped. And, just their attitude towards, what was happening and how they were acting and everything on the pitch itself was kind of disappointing to see. But, it is what it is. And when you're down 7-0, it's tough not to show the emotion in that. But going back to the match this week, Liverpool having a great performance against United, taking the number 5 spot in the table currently. They've overtaken Newcastle, so they've had a great jump from where they were, sitting 9 a couple weeks ago, jumping all the way up to 5 here over the past couple of weeks. So they're looking pretty good right now. They're going to be going up against a Bournemouth squad who lost 3-2 to Arsenal, still put up a really good performance against the best team in the Prem currently. So it should be a good game to see, but I think that I'm going to take Liverpool riding the high here.
Got Liverpool. Can't go against them after last week.
Yeah.
And if they get this win, I think they might finally be back on track to where they need to be. So that's good stuff to see from them. So moving on, Everton, Brentford.
Okay, so Everton, Brentford. Everton took a 2-2 draw with Nottingham last week, which was a good performance for them. That was a really good game to
Not
see.
good for our Nottingham guy.
What?
Not good for our Nottingham fan.
Nah. It is what it is. But yeah, they're going to be going up against a Brentford squad who have, kind of been in their own this season. They took a 3-2 win over Fulham last week, so they're looking pretty good. The squad itself has been, playing well and playing together, and currently I think that they're just a really good squad all around. So this week I'm going to take Brentford over Everton.
Yeah, I'm going to take Brentford. They seem more established this season. Everton kind of crawling to escape relegation. I'm going to have to go with Brentford.
Yeah.
Moving on, Leeds versus Brighton. Real quick, I'm going to just go with Brighton. I'm going to stay on their riding high train. They're playing pretty well right now. I think they're in good form right now. I'm going to go with Brighton.
Yeah, so Brighton holding the 8th spot in the table right now. They're looking good. Last week, Leeds lost to Chelsea 1-0, and Brighton took a 4-0 win over West Ham. So they're looking really good in the way that they're performing right now, even against a kind of a down West Ham team, but they're still performing really well. And in general, the squad's just looking good. They're holding their position in the table. Leeds, they've put together a better squad. They only conceded 1 against Chelsea. They're looking okay right now, but I'm going to have to agree with you and take Brighton this week.
Yep, moving on, we got Leicester, Chelsea. This one just seems kind of difficult to me, and because of that fact, I really am not leaning one way or the other. I'm going to go draw in this Leicester-Chelsea matchup. What's your thoughts on that?
It's a solid shout, honestly. So Leicester lost last week 1-0 to Southampton, which is a really big defeat for them, especially with Southampton running the table here at 19. Leicester's only holding 15 right now, but still, it's a tough loss for them. Any points are needed right now. You want to keep securing the wins and make sure that you're not dropping points unnecessarily, and I think, unfortunately, that's kind of what happened to Leicester last week. With the loss to Southampton. Like we said earlier, Chelsea had the 1-0 win over Leeds. I think that the draw is a solid shout. I think that that Chelsea's going to take the win, though. I think that they're going to keep scoring and trying to hold their position.
All right, we'll see how that plays out. Moving on to Tottenham, Nottingham Forest. I hate to do this to our Nottingham Forest fan, but I'm going to be picking against them. I'm going with the Spurs.
Yeah, so with Tottenham taking a loss 1-0 to Wolves last weekend, which kind of was a shock to us all. It really was. It was a great win for Wolves, putting them back up into the 13th spot and knocking Tottenham out of real close contention with United with their loss even, But I'm going to look for Tottenham to take the win over this. I think that they need to get back in form, and they need to keep pushing at what they're doing if they want a chance to win.
Yeah, if they lose this one, it's going to be a real head scratcher for them if they do not pull this out. So
yeah, and real quick, I did forget to mention they do have their manager back. He just came back from being away for a little while, so Tottenham should be back in form, and they should be looking good.
All right, moving on. Crystal Palace versus Man City. I would say this should be an easy Man City dub, but the way things are going, who knows? Anything could happen, but I'm still going to have to go with a Man City win here.
Yeah, so Crystal Palace took a 1-0 loss to Villa last weekend, and City took a 2-0 win over Newcastle. Looking at that and the way the squads have been playing this year, I'm with you. I mean, I think it's going to be a fairly straightforward City win for this week. I mean, both squads are looking good, and they're playing to their strengths right now. But I think the City's just going to want to keep winning right now. They need to keep doing what they're doing to gun for the first.
All right, moving on to possibly the match of the weekend. We got Fulham Arsenal. I'm going to go with a little bit of an upset here. I'm going to go Fulham over Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid shout. So with Fulham's loss to Brentford 3-2 last weekend, they really need to kind of step back into their performance and say, hey, we need to start playing back at, full strength. They did lose 3-2, which meant that it was a really high scoring and good game. But I think that, it's against a good Brentford squad, but I think really Fulham need to, look at themselves and, okay, we need to play a little stronger on the defense here, keep the offense rolling how it is. But, I think it's going to be an interesting game with Arsenal taking a 3-2 win over Bournemouth. Like I said earlier, Arsenal probably shouldn't have let that game slip the way they did, but they still took the win, and Arsenal's still playing for the top spot. So I'm going to stick with Arsenal this week.
All right, moving on. This should be another interesting one. Man United versus Southampton. I think with the struggles Man United have, I'm going to go with a draw here. I think their struggles continue a little bit here this weekend.
Yeah, so Southampton won last weekend against Leicester, like I said earlier, with a 1-0, which is really good for them, especially with them holding that number 19 spot right now. They need to, get the wins and get out of the relegation fight right now. It's still close, but anything can happen, but they still need to keep playing. With United dropping the ball last weekend against Liverpool, it's tough to see that and to guess what's going to happen here. If I had to take a guess, though, I'm going to say that United's going to bounce back. I really don't think that they're going to stay in the performance that they were in against Liverpool. It's a really tough match. The rivalry between the two clubs is huge, and having a performance like that, it's going to happen. But I think that United's going to bounce back and try and keep the performances that they had going, get back into fruition.
Yep, that's solid. West Ham versus Aston Villa. I don't think West Ham has what it takes to beat Aston Villa, so I'm going to go Aston Villa.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this game. I think that it should be an interesting one to see. I think that West Ham, if they keep playing to their strengths, even with the 4-0 loss last weekend to Brighton, I think if they step back into their form and get going, it should be a good game for them. But Villa took a 1-0 win over Crystal Palace, and quite frankly, Aston Villa have been they've been in good form recently. They've been winning matches they should be. They've been playing well when they should. They're tough to say no to. I'm gonna go for a draw this week, though. I think that Villa's gonna put a good game on, and I think that West Ham's gonna match.
Alright, moving on to our final match of the weekend. We got Newcastle versus the Wolves.
Yeah, so Newcastle Wolves. Newcastle dropped the game last weekend to City 2-0. They've been kind of on a down stretch ever since the Carabao Cup loss to United. It is what it is. You know, you got to get back in stride here. Wolves took the 1-0 win over Tottenham, which is massive for them and where they're at this season. I think that's going to be a huge confidence boost for them. So I'm gonna take a draw this week. I think that with Newcastle, you know, taking some losses, getting dropped out of the top 5, you know, getting booted out by Liverpool, I think that it's gonna end in a draw this week.
I'm gonna go with Newcastle. I think they're gonna capitalize on this matchup, and I think they're gonna pull out and get the win. So that wraps up our picks for the weekend. Hopefully they go pretty well. If you guys have any of your picks or any of your guys' opinions, put them down below. Let us know what you think in the comment section. And as always, share this video, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will see you in the next video.
See you.